Hello everyone. Today also we came up for another session, and today we have decided we are going to talk about are you your body, which is am I my body? So that is the discussion we'll be having today. And Punita will be there, that she'll be asking me questions more and more further so that it will flow. And so let's start. So Punita, as the topic says, am I my body? What do you think?
Yes. Am I my body?
Yeah.
And because in this world, everyone, including me, we identify with our body. And when I ask myself who am I, the first thing that very visible to me is my physical body. So it's like, yeah, you always say that I'm not this body. So I want to know more about this. How it could be that I'm not this body because I can see my body, I can feel my body. So
Yeah.
how it is possible? I can feel the pain if it's hurt or anything. How it is possible to say that I'm not this body?
So Punita, for me to explain that further, like I remember, let me share with you a personal experience that I had. So one time I was meditating and just like right next my room, and there was at about 11:30, 12. I think that for me, when in the night time, I don't know, separate different people, it might be different. For me, at night, I go very deeper in the meditation compared to, uh, like in the morning. I just go very deep in the night, uh, the meditation. So I remember I was seated in the meditation and I was by myself and in the room and I was on the bed. Normally I meditate on the bed. And so closed eyes. It was
Mhm.
extremely silent outside, and I was meditating, and I was doing a very simple meditation. I was listening to the silence around me. That's it. So it was very simple. I was just listening to the silence, and it went very deep, went very deep, 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 and to a point that suddenly I stopped
Mhm.
feeling my body.
In
Couldn't
your
feel my
meditation, you
body. Yeah,
stop feeling your
exactly.
body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just completely, I didn't felt anything.
Okay.
But then I saw that the mind start panicking because I don't feel the body.
Yeah.
And so at that particular moment, like I really realized that, wow, I'm not my body. Because
Okay.
if I'm my body, how come I just lost the feeling?
Okay.
And then that was truly confirmed in the awakening that I went
So
through
when you lose
2019.
the feeling of senses, you still can feel that you are there. The sense of you are there.
I mean, what I'm saying is the body, Punita. You know, the mind was there, but the body was just gone. I am not feeling anything. It's like you literally nothing. You feel like you don't have a body, something like. So that really disturbed at that time, I could say. But in, in,
Mm-hmm.
in the awakening, that really confirmed, and I realized I'm not my body. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And this needs to happen as a direct experience. Otherwise we would always, like you might have heard that I'm not my body, I'm not my body, I'm not my body, but it doesn't make any difference. So we are so totally identified with our mind, body, also with
Mm-hmm.
our mind as well. But
And
yeah,
Dilmi, can you
those are like two
increase
major places where
increase your
we
volume a
identify.
bit, Dilmi? I
Okay.
sometime I can't.
I think that's okay. I think now it will be fine. The thing was
Yes.
like, yeah, I wasn't connected to the So now it's fine. So I think you heard it, right? So I don't really
Yes,
need to
yes,
explain it again. Yeah,
yes.
so Punita, yeah. So at that particular time, that really disturbed my idea that I am the body, because I literally didn't feel anything of my body. So how come I call it, it's my body? Because it just didn't just disappear, just like that. And then as a confirmation in the awakening in 2019, that really confirmed that I'm not my body. And so there are like mainly people are getting identified with two major things, which is one is I am my mind, I am my body. These are like the two major places. If you just, body is huge and also mind is huge. Huge. Mind is like the game player, you know. And so, and these are two big things. And if you take really what you call your body is, okay, let's, so Purita, what you call your mind is, you can see, right? What you call your body is, like let's take you are here, Punita, okay, and then you like, so let's take you. This is your father's sperm, and this is your mother's egg. You know, and then like these two gets together, you know, and then it just starts creating what you call Punita, right? So
Yes.
after that, these two get accumulated, and then what adds up to here, more addition, which is food, right? So like the sperm and egg just get connected, and then what accumulates in here, food, 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 food. And now I want to ask, like, this is coming from your father, this is coming from your mother. Is there anything you can call yourself in here? What is you here? What is Punita here? This is coming from father, this is coming from mother. And then it adds up food, 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 food. And then you're nothing but accumulation of food. Your body is nothing but accumulation of all these food. You know, if you take, you are like, you know, you're like grown up person. This is nothing but food and the accumulation of the food. And what I'm asking is, who is Punita here? Is it your eyes? Is it your hair? Is it the sperm? Is it the egg? Is it the food? Who is Punita? So if you really look, like dive deeper and take pieces out of this, you can see this in body. You can't really call yourself Punita. You know, here it's coming from mother, it's coming from father, you know. And then the accumulation food, accumulation of food, accumulation of food, accumulation of food. You eat a banana and the banana becomes your body. You eat apple, you become that apple. The body becomes the apple. And that is what is happening. And what do you call really, what is Punita here? Which part is Punita? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you can see when you really clearly look at it in this, you can't find yourself in any of this, any of the body parts. You know, there's a meditation. I would highly recommend people to do it. If you do it like the way that I explained, you will get tears, because you got, like, people are identified with your body, with their body, obviously. So You know, like this is the meditation. I guess if you want to like realize this for yourself, what you can do is, okay, let's write down some of the parts of your body, Puneet. The hair,
Okay.
skull, and eyes, and nose. Eyes, let's take tears. And then your neck. And then the fire, like, sorry, Agni or something like that you call the digestive fire within your body. Digestive fire inside you, and then urine.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Legs and your hands. And
Blood.
let's take exactly blood. And let's take mucus. What else?
Breath.
Breath. Yeah, breath. Okay, so this is the meditation for it. Okay, what you can do is like take each part of your body, and I want you to see for yourself like these parts. Okay, there are 4 elements in this world, which is the creation of this. Everything is a creation of these 4 elements for it. Okay, which is water, fire, earth, and air. You know, if you take breath, air, mucus, water, hair, earth, skull, earth, eyes, earth, nose, earth, ears, water, neck, earth, skin, or like, yeah, digestive fire, fire, urine, water, legs, earth, hands, earth, blood, water. Yeah? Yes. So Purita, if you take this whole body and everything else that you see in this world is nothing but these 4 elements. Water, fire, earth, and air. You are nothing but these 4 elements. This body is nothing but these 4 elements. If you really take one part, remove one part, every part, and then you just can connect with these 4 elements. You know, so what the meditation is that I'm talking about is that what you can do is when you're meditating, you can take each part of your body, like let's take, you can go from top to bottom. You take like the hair, and I want you to see this hair until it becomes the earth. You're looking at the hair until it becomes the earth. And then it
become.
it's not like you're becoming, you're just seeing it. You're seeing it. It's nothing.
I must keep telling it. This is earth.
No. Talking about it is nothing. But you see it for real. Like you take tears. And you see this as nothing but water.
Yeah, and I can see that this is water, but this one maybe I cannot see.
Exactly.
So
that really make you feel like this. It's nothing but these 4 elements that really destroy your attachment, like identification with your body, because then you realize like I remember when I was doing this, I got tears, because it's quite powerful, because that really destroy your idea about the body. You feel like this is my body. So when you take that part by part and look at all that, then you start crying, because you can see the reality of your own body. So you take your hair and you look it until it becomes earth. You see it, it's not that you're telling it like that's like you're fooling yourself. You're telling all like it's like, telling it over and over again. That doesn't mean anything. You see it for real. You just sit in the meditation. You might feel like, oh no, I can't, I might not see it. No, when you sit in the meditation and when you see, you start seeing it. Wow, this hair, because if you take a dead body, like that dead body, if you take the hair, it just get into the earth and then it becomes the earth at the end. Like you can't see the hair anymore. That's why it has become the earth.
Yes.
Yeah. And then and then you take another part, you look at the blood and you see the water until it becomes the water, because it's accumulation of this, food and nutrients and things like that. And then you see it until it becomes water. And then you take mucus, which is inside you, and you lick it until it becomes water. Like if you take, people have so much resistance towards many things. They are like, ooh, like this. So it becomes like you start seeing this, it's nothing but 4 elements. So you don't have so much resistance to it, because your own body is nothing but these 4 elements. You get what I'm saying, Punita? Yeah. So it has to be like you sit and then you start taking one at a time. And then you look at it like this element, and then it makes a huge difference. If you start seeing it, that's right. That's true. And that is very powerful. If you do it right, you might cry at the end of it. Yeah. Yeah. And also, like there are teachings in Buddhism where they just like call Asubha Bhavana, something like that, where you just take one part and remove, like you remove all the parts and see that this just gets decayed and decayed and decayed and things like that. You take one part and thinking about the reality of it, what happens to your hair, like when you remove it, you no, it's not really you. And then what really happens to your hair, and first it becomes black or brown or blonde, and then at the end it becomes like the white hair, and then at the end it just decay, and then eventually it just becomes the it just becomes the earth itself. Likewise, there are meditations to that, and sometimes there were monks in the past who went to cemetery and look at a dead body and start, contemplating on this, the reality of our own body, and yeah. So so that is how it works, and also it reminds me of the story. There was this one woman who is called Kema, and she was a very, very beautiful woman, So, but like it's in Buddha's time. Like she really was very pretty and was like like a princess. And so she was really hated the teachings of the Buddha, because he's talking very like not so positive about the body and things like that, So she wasn't so pleased with that.
Okay.
And then like one time she heard that the Buddha, the place, the temple that he lives in is quite nice. So
Mhm.
she wanted to see the temple. So so she wanted to come and see the temple, but like Buddha saw that she was there. And at the same time, Buddha could see that she has the ability to really realize the truth. What she did is these are stories I'm telling you, I'm trying to illustrate this. Okay, so like it says in scriptures that Buddha made her to see. He created some like images where there's two beautiful women just fan into the Buddha, around the Buddha. So she can see it's not real, it's just a creation just to see her. And then she was like, oh, those women are so pretty. Is she pretty or am I pretty? She looks more attractive or is she me more attractive? Now she's like really confused. What the Buddha did was these images that he created made it decay that women who were in the pictures were so young, and then made it middle age, and then very old, and then eventually became very, very old, where her body became so decayed. So this made her, because that was her biggest identification that broke, and then she realized the truth, as far as I can remember the story. And so at that time, that could be her biggest identification, and that's where it broken down. So this is how it works, Purita, and that story reminds me of that. So yeah, do you have any questions, by the way? Yeah.
Usually I'll be questioning about aging. Like I always questioning why this aging is happening. How is it we all like I don't know if there are people like me or not. Like can I stop my aging process? Like stop in a particular age? Is it related to body identification? Like
Yes. So
desire to be
Punita, the
young?
reason why it's getting decayed is it's these four elements. Water, fire, earth, and air. Whatever you are, everything that you see here is nothing but these four elements. So when these four elements, that is the nature. We are nothing but like a entity of the universe, just another entity of the universe. Like if you take an animal, tree, flower, Punita, Dilmi, they're so different. We are all made out of these four elements. So what happens to a flower? It blooms, and then what happens to it? It blooms and it looks very beautiful. And then what happens to that? It withers away. Am I right? So Punita, like everything that whatever happens to the flower, why we are so special that will not happen to us? Everything that is happening to the flower, it happens to us. Anything that is happening to an animal, that happens because we are nothing but another entity of this universe. We are like a just small part of this nature. We are also a unit of a nature. Whatever happens to other elements of the nature, if you take a tree, it grows and then eventually it dies with time. So if it happens to a flower, it happens to our body. So I'm coming from a Buddhist background. I'm not really religious, so I'm not identified with any religion. But sometimes I take examples from Buddhism because I'm coming from that background. So in here we have this tradition. When we go to the temple, we have a statue. We keep flowers. What I'm saying is I mean, I'm not asking you to stop doing all these rituals. If you prefer to do these rituals, just go ahead and do it, no problem. But if you can put the flowers and think, just contemplate, well, whatever happens to these flowers also will happen to my body as well. That the way that flowers just withers away also just happens to me, to my body. So you just, to the body, you just, like even when you're doing that something like a ritual, you do it in the temple, if you're doing it with such a mindset, it would be great because it makes you more and more wiser, because you're just contemplating even whatever happens to this flower also happening to me, and then if you take, we also do another ritual, which is you have this sticks, I don't know what you call it in English. There's like sticks where you put burning sticks, where you put, and then the fragrance coming out of that, and also if you take, when you're burning this fragrant stick, and if you can see it little by little, it just withers away, eventually it just dies. Even by looking at that also, if you think that is the same thing, we are not like something separate other than this, whatever happens to this also can happen to this body as well. So when you have such a nice understanding and go and do these rituals in the temple, that's also a really nice exercise for you. You're not doing it just blindly for the sake of keeping the flowers or doing those rituals, but you are doing that even with that awareness, you see the reality of everything.
Does that is the reason why we bring the flowers to the temple?
Well, we bring flowers to the temple to keep it in the statue of the Buddha, because what he as a gratitude for the service that he did for the humanity. If you take Gautama Buddha, he was like there in 2,500 years ago, but still his teachings are prevailing and people are using those teachings. So why people keep flowers, as far as I can see, as a gratitude for that Buddha who just shared his wisdom with the world so that they can also wake up. Imagine still 2,500 years past, we are still keeping flowers. That's beautiful, how much gratitude people have. Yeah. So yeah, Punita, then I think we discussed pretty much a lot about on this topic. And so what we can do is we can wind up this session and we can continue the session in the next week. Okay, Punita, then yeah. Have a great day and take care.
Thank you.